Hello everyone, my name is Pritesh and today I will be presenting a case study on the Chernobyl disaster, one of the most serious environmental and technological disasters in history. This presentation focuses on the causes of the disaster, its impact on people and the environment, and the important lesson it teaches us about environmental management and sustainable development. The Chernobyl disaster occurred on 26 April 1986 at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in Ukraine, which was then part of the Soviet Union. During a safety test, reactor number 4 exploded and released a large number of radioactive material into the atmosphere. The radioactive particles spread across Ukraine, Belarus, Russia, and many European countries. This disaster is considered one of the worst nuclear accidents in human history. The main objective of this case study is to understand its environmental, human, and economical impact and learn how much such disaster can be prevented in the future. The Chernobyl disaster happened the Chernobyl disaster happened because of a combination of technical, human, and management failures. First, the RBMK reactor and several design flaws and lacked adequate safety features. Second, operators made mistake while conducting a safety test and ignored important safety procedures. Finally, poor safety culture and weak regularity oversight prevented proper risk assessment and control. These factors together resulted in the catastrophic explosion. This disaster highlights several major environmental management issues. Advanced technology was used without proper environmental risk assessment. Engineering practices were not fully integrated with environmental safety consideration. Authorities failed to predict the long-term environmental consequences of a nuclear accident. Emergency preparedness was also inadequate. Overall, weak environmental management and poor planning contributed significantly to the disaster. The human impact of the Chernobyl disaster was severe. Immediately after the explosion, several plant workers and emergency responders died due to radiation exposure. Many people later developed health problems, including different forms of cancer and other radiation-related illness. Entire communities were evacuated from the nearby areas. The disaster also caused long-term psychological stress, trauma, and social disruption for thousands of people. The environmental consequences were widespread and long-lasting. Radioactive contamination affected the air, soil, and water over large areas. Many ecosystems were damaged, and wildlife populations were affected by radiation. Some radioactive substances remain in the environment even today because they have very long half-lives. As a result, a large exclusion zone was created around the plant where permanent human settlements remain restricted. The disaster also created significant social and economic challenges. Thousands of people lost their homes and livelihoods due to permanent radiation. Governments spent enormous amount of money on cleanup and containment efforts. Healthcare and environmental monitoring continue to require major financial resources. Agriculture and industrial activities in contaminated areas were severely affected, creating a long-term economic burden. Several actions were taken after the disaster reduced to its impact. Authorities evacuated nearby residents and provided emergency medical assistance. A concrete structure called sarcophagus was built to contain the damaged reactor. Later, the new safe confined structure was constructed for improved protection. Long-term environmental monitoring and cleanup programs continue to manage radioactive contamination. The Chernobyl disaster provides several important lessons. First, Every major technology project must include thorough environmental risk assessment. Second, a strong safety culture and proper employee training are essential. Third, effective regulation and independent oversight help prevent accidents. Finally, emergency preparedness and quick response system can significantly reduce damage and save lives. These lessons are important for achieving sustainable and reasonable development. In conclusion, the Chernobyl disaster demonstrates how technology development without proper environmental management can lead to catastrophic consequences. It reminds us that environmental safety risk assessment and responsible decision making must always be a part of development planning. The key message from this case study is development must balance technological progress with environmental responsibility and sustainability. Thank you for your attention.